everyone, welcome to Parable Monday. Last week, our challenge was to show love to the people around you. So Laura, how did you do that this past week?
Let me think about it. Well, one way was my next door neighbor. He's been really sick. And so we've made sure that we bought him groceries, we put out his trash, we made sure that he had dinner. So I think that's one way, and we're praying for him and praying that he gets better.
That's a really great way to show love to the people around you. And it's really good because it also is how God wants us to act to all the people who are our neighbors. So actually today we're going to learn about a story that Jesus told called the Good Samaritan, where he tells us how to be a good neighbor.
A man was going down from Jerusalem to Jericho. Robbers attacked him, they stripped him of his clothes and beat him. Then they went away, leaving him almost dead. A priest happened to be going down the same road. When he saw the man, he passed by the other side. A Levite also came by. When he saw the man, he passed by the other side too. But a Samaritan came to the place where the man was. When he saw the man, he felt sorry for him. He went to him, poured olive oil and wine on his wounds, and bandaged them. Then he put the man on his own donkey, brought him to an inn, and took care of him. The next day he took out 2 silver coins and gave them to the owner of the inn. "Take care of him," he said. "When I return, I will pay you back for any extra expenses you may have."
You take care of her, and whatever expenses, I will repay it. I'll come back and I'll find out how much it costs and I'll repay it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Which of the 3 men do you think was a neighbor to the man who was attacked by the robbers? The authority on the law replied that the one who felt sorry for him. Jesus told him, "Go and do as he did."
So this is one of my favorite parables in the Bible, because if you saw in the story, when the man got hurt, there were 3 people that came by. And the first person was a priest. The second person was also a religious leader. And you would think those are the people who should be helping. But one thing that God lets us know is that sometimes people don't act the way that they should. So the third person, who was the good neighbor, was actually someone who, at that time in Israel, the Israelites and the Samaritans hated each other. So the man who got hurt was an Israelite. The man who helped was a Samaritan. So he was the least likely person to stop by and help an Israelite because they hated each other. But he knew that he needed to be a good neighbor to someone, and it didn't matter where they came from or who they were, but that he was responsible for helping the people around him. So sometimes we think that just because someone loves God, or they say that they love God, or they're in a position of authority in a church, or they're like a pastor or something, that they should be doing these things, and they should, because that's what God tells us to do. But sometimes we don't always listen to God and do what we are supposed to do. So you saw that those first 2 people, even though they should have been the people who stopped to help, they didn't, because they cared more about what was going on with themselves than helping the people around them. So we need to remember that it doesn't matter who someone is, where they come from, whether you like them or not, God still asks us to be a good neighbor and to help and love the people around us. So this week, your challenge is to look for ways that you can show love to people around you, even if you don't like them, even if they bother you, even if they get on your nerves, and how can you serve them and help them this week? We'll see you next week.